Welcome everybody. My name is John Crable. I'm one of the leads for this Effective Online Teaching course along with Shannon. And I want to give you my feedback on Unit 1 and the discussion boards of responding and reading and reviewing assignments in a little different format. What I like to do is, I like to use the video component of what I do for feedback. And I think it goes to a lot of different reasons. I went through and I took my notes on everything that you guys said on the discussion boards. And so what I'd like to do is provide my feedback to you and kind of provide an example of how this can work with all the different types of technology that we have. So I think it all really boils down to communication, right? If we're in a face-to-face class, we can see the students when they have the light bulb turn on, when they have that aha moment. Online, it could happen at 3 o'clock in the morning for some students. It could happen at 6 o'clock in the evening for some students, and there's really that distance. And so how can we try and create that communication, especially when it comes to providing feedback on assignments, feedback on discussion boards, things like that. So as we look at the feedback that I'm providing here, in some of my classes, and it doesn't work for all of them, my business plan class, for example, I provide video feedback on their final business plan. And if I were to go and read through the business plan a couple times and put a whole bunch of paper notes in there, it is not brought to life, right? There's no context there. And they may misinterpret some of my comments or what I need them to do. And as a result, if they walk out of their class and I never see them again, I really want to set them up for best success with their business as they go out in the future. And so with the video, I can upload this to YouTube. They can have those comments. They can refer back to them. And it really provides more of an interaction, more of what we would try and generate in a physical classroom. But when it comes to, I don't do that with all assignments, right? So if it's a simple writing assignment, if it's a read and respond or a connect or anything like that, then me providing specific feedback to each student doesn't necessarily make sense. But what I will try and do is I will try and generalize my comments after going through all assignments for a classroom. So if there are trends that I saw, then obviously I can report on those. And what I try to do with feedback is go through the announcements so everyone sees it, everybody has access to it right when they log in, and it's very turnkey as far as that goes. The second note that I had was with discussion boards. And I think with discussion boards, one of the things that we're going to have to look at is that if you made a response to every single student in there, obviously the turnaround time is going to be much longer. And in some cases, we need to have that one-on-one. But what I also like to do in almost all my classes, especially like the business ethics class, is really let the students drive the conversation, and you sit back, you make sure that we're staying between the guardrails, but they're advancing the cause, they're advancing the conversation. And as a result, I can kind of see the ebbs and the flows, I can see different perspectives, and as I go through and I write down all my notes, I can make specific written comments in there, but what I will go back and do is, when I'm providing the to-do list for the following week, I go back and I cover all the main points of what the discussion boards were from the previous week. And so as we are always looking to provide context, provide structure, provide depth to the conversation in any class that we have, in any assignment or content that we have, I think that's a really good way to kind of sum up the conversation and not feel like you are driving it yourself or you're interjecting your own opinions into it. But again, that doesn't have to happen in every case. I've just found that to be useful with some of the classes that I have. And lastly, just with the use of video, I think it's much more turnkey. And from our perspective, we would rather have face-to-face feedback with our bosses, with any types of interactions we have. From a classroom perspective, online it is more difficult, but the technology is there. So if you didn't have a swivel and an iPad set up, if you just had your iPhone or your smartphone and you wanted to record something really quickly, you could do that. You could do it with WebEx. You could do it with Camtasia hearing your voice. It's just a little bit different. So if you have any questions as far as how to use those pieces of technology, feel free to ask Shannon or myself or John, and we can go from there. Thanks for your time, guys. Bye-bye.